youngest learners in our district in the Brainerd area. And we set that young learner group up with smartboards, iPads, projection systems, and speakers. And it was it was a really great collaborative event. The person that oversees the program there, and then along with the local principal that's in that building, really made sure that we were all on the same page. So the school system was really great in working with us, but then they also had a local IT person or their local school district IT person who interfaced with us on different pieces. We did all of the setup, CTC did all of the setup of all the gear. We created training manuals so that when new teachers start, that they can just go online and do YouTube videos of how to use the projection boards and train the educators on the devices. We had a formal training class with all of the people there on how to use them and how to implement them with the learning tools. We didn't train on the learning tools, just how to get to them. And you watched like down in the picture there of those young learners up on their smartboards and iPads and the e-learning tools. I believe, if I remember correctly, 70% of the preschool students that go to that program are free and reduced lunch. So it's a highly, it's a group of kids who need this definitely in their hands when they go to preschool. And so let me just tell you a bit of leverage on this that we were excited about. Because of this grant, we then applied for a Smart Rural Community Grant through NTCA, and because we had already started this program, the National Telecommunications Cooperative Association then granted us a grant to bring maker spaces into I think those went into 3rd and 4th grade classrooms. And so this then took kind of the next steps into a little bit of the older learner, but we implemented those maker spaces, and now we're working on a Foundation of Rural Services grant that we would then apply for more maker spaces into those classrooms.
What are maker spaces, Christy?
Oh, I wish I had the video. Yeah, they're really cool. They're hands-on learning in the classroom, almost inventive. They take things apart and put them back together, or they have a specific art criteria that's real hands-on. You touch and you feel everything, and it's a way of learning. But in that specific one, we bought the Raspberry Pis, which computer type applications for those maker spaces, and so that's kind of how it fit into the technology piece of it.
Wow.
Plus, we got $6,000 from Cronin Power too, I believe, for the project.
Yeah, they may have put in on the makerspace too. Yeah, I don't.
I think they did for early childhood too.
Okay,
Did
on
some
this
additional
too.
equipment, yeah.
Good. And Walmart. Remember that? Now that you say that, I'm sorry. I think Walmart put $1,000 in on that one too. Should have pulled the dispatch article. This for me was a great project because it was the first of its kind, really, with the state of Minnesota broadband grant funds that are available to then study the impact after a year of people having services. And last Friday night, I received a message on our Facebook page, our CTC Facebook page, that said it was from an individual that was talking about how it's the highest work volume year that person has ever had because of the connection that they have in their home. And it was just this thank you about how much it's impacted their home and their family. But a few of the pieces that we found out of this project were, and this was conducted by an outside firm that we partnered with on the questions. The key findings were the older adult population surveyed was far more connected than the adult population nationally, and so rural adults are more connected than on a larger scale. 14% of the respondents now are teleworking, which I thought was wonderful. Over 20% have a home-based business or a farm, and 36 reported that their internet reduced their overall operating costs. Last week, just to tag on to that, a week ago Sunday, I was at the National Future Farmers of America headquarters in Indianapolis, and I went to hear about precision ag and precision ag tools. And John Deere's break-even point is if you have a farm of more than 2,000 acres and you're not doing precision ag, you're not making all the money that you could make in farming. And when I asked the question of what's the biggest challenge in adoption to these tools, it was very generational. He said anybody coming into those family farms that are the younger generation jump on to precision ag tools right away, but he said it's tough when a farmer's done it one way for so long. But it's incredible the things they can do. So 9% of the respondents plan to have a smart home-based business in 1 to 3 years. 30% are usually utilizing the internet connection for their healthcare services, which was great. And there was also a comment that they would if their healthcare provider offered them. And then 40% of them said they could not live in a home without reliable high-speed internet. And I guess I copied and pasted from somewhere. That should be on that other page. CTC Meat Training Manuals. I looked at this
You said
probably
it.
enough times too. So, but anyway, this now I've sent on to the state, and it's going to be used at the National Telecommunications Cooperative Association, and then of course the Office of Broadband has access to this, and I've now started to ask. People have started reaching out asking for a copy of it, and I'm just sharing it willingly. It's good to get out there. So, kind of like you, Maureen.
Yeah.
You don't need to hoard any
Yeah.
of this. So, any questions or?